Hi everyone. I thought I would change it up a bit and do my weekly summary from a different location, well at least not from my office. Well, this past week our discussion has focused on how society shapes higher education. I was really impressed with this as many of you brought up issues regarding social issues going on and how they affect higher education. One such topic of conversation centered around accessibility and opportunity to get an education. There was another around the impact of large policies like the GI Bill and how that one piece of legislation opened up college for a whole generation of individuals. Yet another one was related to accessibility and this idea of affirmative action and the questions that institutions need to ask when it comes to admissions to a school. I enjoyed reading about the impact of online and distance education and the constantly changing influence of technology and what it means for the future of higher education, especially with the proliferation of MOOCs and micro-credentialing. As we head to the weekend, continue to discuss these and keep an eye on the future because I know that some of these themes that we've talked about will appear again in later modules. I've graded your Module 1 discussion, so take a look at my comments therein. For the most part, you all did great, and one thing that I saw some of you do, which is good, is integrate a level of analysis into your posts. That is, beyond just writing factual statements, I encourage you to describe the why or what's the significance of this, perhaps identifying a pattern or theme that you see. Of course, you want to use research to support your idea. I'm already seeing some of this in Module 2, so keep it up. Now, in looking ahead to Module 3, we turn our attention to history. How was the modern institution created? What were some of those landmark issues or events that were critical to its formation? Some of you have already mentioned some of them, and we'll look at others as well. Tie this idea of landmark events or policies into some of our ideas we've looked at over the past couple of weeks, and you'll start seeing common patterns and themes emerge. Sometimes these themes are even reoccurring. This upcoming week, you'll listen to a lecture on the changing nature of higher education, at least in the United States, from a historian of higher education. So enjoy that and take good notes. If there was a good book that I would recommend on history, the one that comes to mind is this, The Shaping of American Higher Education by Arthur Cohen. It's one of the best books out there on the subject. And if I could only recommend just one book regarding the history of higher education, it's this one. It's available to read online for you in the CityU library, so take a look. I believe the cover is blue, as this one here is a previous edition. Well, in any case, that's all for now. Remember to start thinking about your historical perspectives paper, which will be due at the end of Module 4. We'll talk about your ideas for it in the discussion board in Module 3 as well. As always, don't hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns, and I'll see you all online. Have a great weekend.